Why hello there! Today I thought we would take a break from all the Ratchet and Clank content to talk about something special. And with the recent trailer for Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, I thought it would be a fantastic time to talk about some cut content from 3D Super Mario games. Truthfully, I bit off more than I could chew with this video. Originally I planned to talk about pretty much all the 3D Mario games, until I realized just how much cut content is in each and every one of these games. So I decided to diet down to just Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, just to keep this video a decent length. But I will be talking about all the other 3D Super Mario games in future videos, so remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell down below to be notified when those videos do eventually come out. Let's begin our adventure in Super Mario 64 with some unused objects. The first being this guy here labeled Bird Egg. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know that's not a bird egg, that's obviously a Yoshi egg. But in the files of the game, it's labeled Bird Egg for some reason, and its bouncing animation is never used in Mario 64. One of the cooler enemies in Super Mario World was also supposed to make the transition to Mario 64, and that's Blarg. I assume he would have been in Lethal Lava Land, but was probably removed at some point due to the team deciding it wasn't worth the effort to finish him. Big Boos were also supposed to carry keys around. We could see these keys in old early footage of the game and are able to bring them back into the game with some codes. The keys have a few different colors, including yellow, red, green, and blue. There's no real use for these keys in the game anymore, but I mean, it's a key. You could probably deduce what they were going to be used for. Over here we have some debug textures and a few images of Mario and Bowser's eyes from pre-release footage. Bowser with blue eyes seems pretty cute. I mean, red eyes are overall just a better plan for his character design, but blue would have been pretty cute. There's also a texture for Mario's wing cap to be mixed with his metal cap, but since there's no level where you can be metal and fly at the same time, this never appears in the game, which kinda makes perfect sense. What doesn't make sense is how they could do our boy Lakitu like this. They stole his face. How can you put Lakitu in a Mario game and just decide to not give him a face? It's barbaric that they couldn't take a little extra effort to put this cute face on Lakitu. See, let me do it for you. Yeah, see, there you go. Easy. Next on our list is animations. First, something super cool. Want to see Mario put his hat on? Want to see him do it again? This animation is his basic animation of Mario putting his hat back on, but he puts it on faster in this version, and this one just kinda never appears in the game. My favorite animation though is this early version of the triple jump spin. Come on, I know there are some awesome meme boys and girls out there who can tweet out some great spinning Mario memes. This is just asking to be edited in so many ways. The other animations we have include one for when you land after jumping off a Koopa shell, some sort of nauseous effect from Hazy Maze I would guess, an old version of Mario's slide animation where his arms don't move, and an alternate version of Mario's side flip. Mario isn't the only one with unused animations though. There are some enemies that have some animations we can take a look at as well. The bullies in Lethal Lava Land at one point were able to kick, shown in this animation here. Mips also had an animation of bouncing off the ground while recovering from a fall. This can most likely be traced back to an official interview with Shigeru Miyamoto that stated Mario was able to throw the rabbit. Yeah, so at one point during development, Mario could just chuck the rabbit around the room. How nice. A small difference can also be seen in the piranha plants that used to show their teeth while they were sleeping at one point. A little disappointing since they are so cute. Aww. The last enemy animation is for Yukiki, that shows the monkey falling or something. It's hard to tell from this video, but it looks like the monkey's either falling or maybe diving at Mario's hat. Who knows? It's hard to tell from this, and that's kind of it for character animations. There are also some environmental effects that include a blizzard that would interact with Mario just like the snowflakes in the game do, and some weird flowers that spawn around Mario when inserted into the game. They don't do much besides spawn on the ground, but they look pretty, I guess. There is a single unused cutscene that has no call to any level names, but when tested seems to fit perfectly with shifting sand land, as it points directly at the pyramid top for when it explodes. Have you ever wanted to give Heave-Ho a piece of his own medicine? Well, due to a weird glitch, if you're in the water and try to pick him up, you can actually pick this guy up yourself. Now let's give him a taste of his own medicine and throw him across the map. Okay, I guess that didn't go as planned. Jolly Roger Bay seems to be haunted by a ghost ship. Inserting this code in the game should allow the ship to show back up during the Plunder the Sunken Ship level, and the ship should disappear when you get closer to it. Super spooky! Another spooky trick is that red coins have an unused behavior that allows them to stay in front of Mario at all times, causing him to try and chase them down forever, never being able to reach them. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Yeah, in Lava Land we can see both small and big bullies, but there was also supposed to be a smaller chill bully, but sadly he must have been out at school because they never show up in the game, having Mario only fight the larger chill bully. We also have this interesting trampoline item that sadly doesn't work, but what I love most about this is one of the names for this thing is Bane. So I want to just imagine that this item was the bane of some programmer's existence, and one day just walked into the office like, Miyamoto, can't do it. This trampoline, it's impossible. I can't figure it out. And Miyamoto's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never asked for a trampoline, so yeah, just go ahead and scrap it. Some other scrap things include an underwater mine, a yellow switch, this weird round bully body, smaller broken segments of the hazy maze cave boulders, and Klepto holding a blue star. All interesting things, but you know we have to save the best for last. You know it's coming. We were all blown away by this when we found it. It was like finding a pile of money while walking to the store. We're talking about Luigi in Super Mario 64. For those of you unknowing to the events that transpired back in July of 2020, due to some security issues and a special IQ, a ton of Nintendo content was leaked. These included a ton of stuff about Star Fox, Zelda, Pokemon, and more. But most importantly for us today, Super Mario 64. On July 25th, 2020, a Twitter user by the name of Comet Metal was able to take a look through these leaks and actually found some files related to Luigi in Super Mario 64. At first, all we had was some 2D images, then the basis of a texture, then 3D meshes, a fully formed head, and then finally, a fully formed Luigi. There's something so special about seeing a lost remnant of such a classic game like Super Mario 64 being found and shown off to the public. It's like walking into a museum and experiencing lost artifacts from the past, just dug straight from the ground, fresh for your eyes. This was a huge win for the gaming community, and I will forever remember the day when we found Luigi in Super Mario 64. L is real. And there you have it, some cut content that was left out from Super Mario 64. Sadly, some really interesting stuff we'll never get to experience. And for more stuff that we'll never get to experience, let's take a dive into Super Mario Sunshine. Here we go! Starting off, the squid enemies in Rico Harbor have animations for walking and being stomped on that are never used, since these enemies never leave the water. Bloopers also have the opposite, having animations for swimming that get used. Before you mention anything as well, the bloopers that you surf on in the game are actually totally different entities from the ones you fight on the land. Mario has a total of 204 animations in Super Mario Sunshine, and only 3 of those are never used in the game, which is pretty amazing. We have one for Mario entering a stage, and 2 that are dedicated to the quicksand goop, another unused item we will be talking about later. PD Piranha has an animation for landing on the ground after flying on his own, which is never used since the only way to get him to the ground in the game is to shoot him down yourself. The doors for Peanut Park were originally supposed to have animation showing them swing open, but were eventually changed to just static open or closed states later into development. Toads also have an animation for running we can never see in the game, while Toadsworth has a whole set of animations that go unused, including falling, sitting normally or talking, and walking animations while both normally walking and walking while looking worried. The glass panels and blue panels in Hotel Delfino were supposed to shatter after being destroyed, but in the final game they just disappear into a puff of dust. There's also a mysterious boat animation that is labeled the same as the boats in Delfino Plaza, but doesn't match any boat currently in the game's files, so we actually have no way to view what this boat would have looked like. There are a few items in the game that you could view but are pretty much impossible to see. These include the inside of the giant eel boss in Noki City, a bit of text written on the cork stuck in the blooper boss's mouth, and finally, the fact that Paltissimo's face under the mask is actually just the running man's face from Ocarina of Time or the postman's face from Majora's Mask, but with an angrier face, darker skin, and a goatee. Next we have some music and audio tracks to talk about. The first of these is tied to Yoshi. You may have not noticed, but while riding Yoshi in Sunshine, each song will change to add a drum track alongside it. There are multiple levels that don't have any point where you can ride Yoshi in them, or just the level decides not to play the Yoshi music for some reason. These levels include Casino Delfino, Noki Bay, Pianta Villa Festivities, Secret Courses, and Serena Beach. There was supposed to be a 1 in 8 chance for Mario to say ciao when booting up the game instead of the coin sound that plays. Due to a programming error, this sound effect never plays during normal gameplay.
Ciao!
There are also a few other Mario sound effects that aren't used, including one where he talks about doors,
Hello, door. Another door.
ranking something,
Cool. Primo. Too cool. Perfect 10.
being happy,
Feeling good. It's fun.
complaining,
Oh, my head.
taking damage from a cataquack, taking damage in general, and when entering an M graffiti. There's also the sound of a bell ringing, a machine starting up, and the full version of Ely's teeth being cleaned, since the version of the game gets cut off halfway through. Next up, we have a banner for Corona Mountain that never gets used, since it's not actually an episodic level. There's also some sunglasses that are left out of the game, and a blue door covered in weird, colorful goop. We also have this red tablecloth that would have been placed on the Gelato Beach treehouse tables, but never loads into the game for some reason. Some unused objects include an ice cream cart that you could have jumped on like a trampoline, a soccer ball in a goal box, a drum can, some blue doors never seen in any demo footage of the game, a unbreakable block texture that acts much like the watermelons in the game, and most interestingly, a giant shell that may have been used as a gate entrance for Noki Bay. There are also a few extra flood nozzles that never get used, including a sniper nozzle that is 100 times more powerful than the normal flood, needs to be charged, and has a larger hit radius than the normal flood. We also have a Yoshi nozzle, which is literally just Yoshi's head. It's pretty brutal if you ask me. One of the coolest things I've found in the files is the Hino Curry, an enemy that walks much taller than Mario, wears a super creepy stone mask, and when broken looks like a weird volcano thing. This enemy has a few audio files attached to it here, and there are plenty of videos showing off what it looks like in game. Kind of glad they scrapped this one, it's just too creepy. Another enemy in the game's file is called the Kug. That's just a Goomba painting on a wall. There's also a different version of the Strollin' Stew called the Dorokui. Mario Sunshine uses pollution maps to map out all the goop around the map. There are a bunch of these and they're all pretty boring, so I'm gonna skip this part, except for one specific goop map that just has to be in this video. Yeah, just stare at that for a while. Creepy, eh? The test room for Mario Sunshine is still in the US and EU version of the game, and they include a lot of the same features from other Nintendo test maps like Wind Waker. It's also possible to add a health bar to Shadow Mario using a special code. The health bar will only stay active for the time you indicate it to stay up for though. There are also a ton of pollution effects that aren't used. There's one that acts like quicksand, causing Mario to slowly sink into the ground and making it impossible for him to jump out after he gets too far in. The next stops Mario from moving once entered. You can still jump, but walking in any direction is impossible. There's one that just kills Mario on contact, another that doesn't do anything but stain Mario's clothes, and the last one is just a copy of the fire pollution in the area that is never used over the other. The last interesting thing I found while searching around is hints at a multiplayer mode for Super Mario Sunshine as well. It seems that after the fail of the multiplayer mode for Super Mario 64, Nintendo wanted to implement a mode just like it in Super Mario Sunshine. Sadly, it was never finished, but could L be real in Super Mario Sunshine? Probably not, since when activated when Shadow Mario is around, the camera will zoom out to show both characters and follow both Shadow Mario and normal Mario. Interesting to think that this mode could have ever existed, and makes me wonder what it could have possibly been like if it was finished. And that is everything. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Next week we'll have more Ratchet and Clank content to come as I work towards the final video in the series where I talk about Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and post in the comments below. I always love having conversations with you. You're all fantastic. I'll see you all in the next video. Just a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon supporters. You guys are so generous, and I thank you a million times over. If anyone else would like to help support the channel and the content I create, feel free to check the description below for links to my Patreon.